What is good, everybody? This is Matt Rose with Infamously Speaking. Just wanted to come through, provide a little Knicks Celtics game one reaction. What else can I say except for go New York, go New York, go. I mean, the Knicks pull up the TD Garden, win game one, 108 to 105. And just like our guys at Fanatics, they were like, hey, let's smoke. And that's exactly what they did. They smoked that Celtics pack, and they're up 1-0 in the series. Also, big shout out to our guys at Top Villain. Make sure you go and cop yourself some merch. This windbreaker fire, perfect for the weather here in the PNW. Little rainy, little windy. Throw this on, I'm feeling great. Just like the Knicks felt. So let's jump right into it. Let's talk about the game as a whole. I'm going to give you the Knicks fan perspective, and then I'm going to give you the realist perspective. So I want to start the show on a high note. Knicks fan perspective. Right? Everybody knows I'm a huge Nick fan, but if you listen to the show earlier, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna hide it. I said Celtics in five, right? But I'll get to that in a moment. I'm not gonna duck that. I'm not ducking no smoke. I said what I said and I stand by what I said. That's what we do here on Infamously Speaking. But I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy it. Did I think that this was gonna happen? No. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. No, I did not think this was gonna happen. Especially once Cat got into early foul trouble. He was kind of our only offense early in the game. He was really abusing whatever mismatches he was able to get against Jalen Brown or Tatum because he's just bigger and stronger than both of them. He was doing exactly what he was supposed to do, not settling for jump shots, but really back to the basket, couple dribbles, and then either get into the hoop or fading away and making a shot, which he's more than capable of doing. But he got into early foul trouble. And so that was a concern. And then obviously you see what the Celtics were able to do. If you watch the game, that second quarter, they were just able to string together stop after stop after stop and then get easy buckets on the other side, get into the paint. Great ball movement, kicking the ball, swinging the ball around, and then either dumping it off at the hoop, kicking it out for easy two. Um, and what should have been some easy threes, and I'll get to that a little bit later on. But I mean, if you're a Knicks fan, how can you not feel great? How can you not feel great? I mean, this is the series that everybody, every professional NBA writer, basketball analyst was like, the Knicks have no shot. Even Vegas, I think the Knicks were like 900 minus, sorry, the Celtics were minus 900 in the series. I mean, they're giving the Knicks like a 12% chance to win the series, and they come out and steal game one in TD Garden. So that's huge. If you're the Knicks, now I'm starting to kind of turn it back from being this overzealous Knicks fan to kind of talking about what I actually saw with my own two eyes. And so, sorry, Knicks fans, I'm not trying to kill the high. Listen, watching that game, I felt like a little kid when I was watching the Yankees. I can't say when I was watching the Knicks because the Knicks weren't good when I was a little kid, but that magic was there. It was like watching that Brunson crossover on a Sir Thompson in Game Six of the Pistons. Right there's that feeling, there's that magic takes you back to when you were a kid watching sports and just everything was completely mesmerizing. Right, everything that your favorite athlete was able to do. You just watched and you're kind of just in awe of it. And that was me down the stretch of just hard, tough nose, gritty New York basketball. And I do want to shout out a couple players. Of course, Brunson. Brunson is who he is. Mikal Bridges. If you look at the box score, it's the back score, like I'm from Boston. Crazy. Uh, if you look at the box score, you're like 3 for 13, 8 points. All right, did some stuff on the glass, 7 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. But his defense down the stretch on Tatum and Brown was incredible. Obviously, the game clinching steal, just that was just sheer will ripping that ball away from Jalen Brown right there at the end of the game. But he was all over the place defensively, making it tough. When they were taking contested shots, even when Jalen Brown was on his little bit of his heater, those were still tough shots he was hitting. And so that's a big credit to Bridges and Anunoby. Anunoby showed up big time with 29 points. I mean, him and Bridges were really the offense in OT. Obviously, OG starts us off with that and one 3-point play with that big dunk. And then Bridges comes right back down the floor and hits a big three. And then we're up six and never look back. So love that. Now, again, I've been delaying it. I've been delaying it. But now I got to be real. The Knicks are in trouble. The Knicks are in trouble. And there's two reasons. Some of it is their own, and then some of it's just what happened to Boston tonight. So I'll start with what the Knicks' trouble is. First and foremost, they made 17 free throws. They made 17 3-pointers. The problem is they shot 55% from the stripe. 55. They left 14 points out there. Okay. 17 for 37 from three is phenomenal. That's 46%. 17 from 31, 55% from the line ain't getting it done. That partnered with the fact the Celtics missed the most three-pointers in NBA playoff history. They missed 45, and at least half of them were wide open, great looks that just weren't going down. That's not happening again. Newsflash, not happening. It's just not. So the Knicks got to shore that up. I'm not sure what it is. I saw a lot of going underneath screens and giving shooters a lot of space, giving Tatum, Derek White, Brown, Peyton Pritchard, just giving them space to just pull up and shoot an easy three. I'm talking about practice threes. And they were missing them. And that's not going to happen every night. You can't count on that. Also, the Celtics beat them on the boards by 10, 59 to 49 and rebounding. That's not a formula for success. If I were to tell you that the Knicks shot 55% from the line, from the free throw line, got out rebounded by 10, you would think that they lost. They got lucky that the Celtics had an off shooting night. Part of it was their defense. So I'm not going to say that it was all Boston, but Boston had some great looks. You watch the game, watch it back. I wonder how many of those 45 that they missed were good looks. Now down the stretch, it was a lot of hero ball. Tatum kind of reverting to some of his old ways, which Juan and I have been praising him for being more aggressive. He needs to attack that mismatch. Pretty much anybody outside of Bridges and OG lined up against him is a mismatch. Is a mismatch. You get Brunson, mismatch. You get Cat, mismatch. They can't stay in front of him or they're not big enough. You got to attack that. You got to attack that and stop settling on threes. You're bailing the defense out, right? It's always what we said about LeBron, right? You bail the defense out when you're not aggressive. You don't go to the rim. Even if you're not the one taking the shot, you can kick it out. You can create offense. They were creating so many easy twos early in the game through aggression, right? The Knicks were so aggressive on trying to make sure that they stood to the 3-point shooters that they were just leaving guys open in the paint. And the Boston was getting a lot of easy twos. That's how they built up that 20-point lead because obviously they didn't have it going from three. So it's hard for me as a basketball fan and just trying to be as an impartial basketball fan, which I'm not, but I'm trying to be for the sake of the show. It's hard for me to be like, yeah, the Knicks got this. The Knicks could string together three more wins. A lot of foul trouble early. Hart, Cat, Brunson. Cat needs to stay on the floor. Cat's off the floor like this. And that's one thing too. And as hard as I was just on the Knicks, if you're Boston, Cat only plays 31 minutes. It's 31. And you're like, oh, 31. That's not terrible. Al Horford played 34. He's not a starter. Obviously, Porzingis was dealing with an illness, didn't come back in the second half, and that's what led to a lot of Horford's elevated minutes. But even still, Cat played 31 minutes. That's a game you have to win. That's a game you have to win. And they weren't able to pull it up. So I expect Boston to come back in game two. I mean, their championship team, I expect them to come back. And I do expect Boston to win game two. If I had a pick, which I'll pick right now, I think Boston's going to win game two. We're heading back to MSG 1-1 and then kind of see what happens there. Um, but it's exciting. Don't get me wrong. Here comes the Knick fan out. I'm excited. I'm thrilled. I was screaming, even though I told my wife before the game, I'm like, I'm not expect much out of this series. And what's crazy is if you think about it like this, we don't do moral victories here on the show, but I want you to think about this because I said I think the series is going to go six. All of last year, no one took Boston 6. Think about that. Boston doesn't go deep in the series. And if the Knicks could push it to 6, they're going to be doing something that somebody hasn't done in a decent amount of time. And that in itself is an accomplishment. Obviously, you want to go out and you want to win the series, but I mean, you got to take it one game at a time, and you cannot play. You could Let me stop myself. You got to play like how you did with effort wise, but you got to clean up the free throw shooting, and you got to clean up the defense without fouling. You got to play defense without fouling. Cat's presence on the court is huge because the Celtics want to get out and run. And a lot of those Knicks long threes, Celtics long rebound, kick out. I mean, how many easy baskets did they get down the floor because of that? So if you're the Knicks, what do you want to do? Pat, when he was in there, you could tell, kind of slowed the game down because he was taking those matchups in the post. Like I said, 1, 2, dribble back to the basket. They're attacking, dishing, shooting. But it was kind of cutting down on those run and gun Celtics outlet passes where they're getting easy twos on the other side. So gotta fix that. Can't be in foul trouble like that. Celtics are not going to shoot 25% from the three. They're not going to miss 45 threes again. There's no way. There's no way it's going to happen. Right? It was like last year, if you all remember, when the Celtics beat the Heat. Sorry. Yeah, when the Celtics beat the Heat in round one. The Heat stole a game. They won a game. But that's because the Heat set a franchise records for threes made in a game. That was an anomaly game. If you're the Celtics, you're on the other side of that 3-point, right? Setting a 3-point record. But it was an anomaly game. This is not who the Celtics are. They're champion. They're going to bounce back. And the Knicks need to be ready for that. The Knicks need to be ready for that. Now, if the Knicks hang with, and I mean, God forbid, win game 2. But if they hang with Boston, come Wednesday, then I'll be really intrigued to see what happens the rest of the series. Because there's no way Boston doesn't come out guns blazing, the crowd energized, then with a different kind of fire. Because this was a wake up slap. Has to be a wake up slap to be like, whoa, okay, hold on. So if the Knicks hang with them, and like, God forbid, win, then it's really really spooky. But if they hang and keep the game close, like it's close in crunch time. Number one, if you're Boston, you don't want it to be close in crunch time because clutch play of the year is here. He's number 11 in the orange and blue. But then then I'll get a little bit more excited. Either way, whatever the outcome of the game is, you will see me again. I'm going to be doing these reaction videos, especially to the Knicks games. And then depending on what's happening with some of the other games, I might react to them. But let me know what you guys think about these kind of videos. A little bit shorter form content. Probably chop this one up a little bit too, make little clips out of it. But New York, stand up. Let's get excited. Let's support our Knicks. I know I sound like a hater. I promise I'm a Knicks fan. Check my credentials. Ask anybody that knows me. New York through and through. Born in Connecticut, but bleed New York sports teams. Appreciate y'all as always. Again, big shout out to our guys at Top Villain, Fanatics. Go support, spread love, show love. If you're not following already on socials, go follow. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And as always, think critically, speak infamously. I'm out.
Yours away.